Hi, Cole Grip here. Now this is the last in my series of my experience with the Old Faithful holsters, and I've just hit the Kydex with a little Dremel sander to kind of smooth out the edges. It's actually relative. If you have a little Dremel, it's relatively easy to shape the edges, kind of round things out. And you may be able to see I've marked 4 spots for my bolts. And I've mentioned in some of the videos I've used the term rivets to put this together. That's just misspeaking, as they say in the political world. I'm using the hardware, the bolts and T-nuts that come with the kit. So that's how I'm putting this all together in the little spacers. So let's get started. I'm going to drill these holes out and we'll see how it goes. So this time I thought I'd start at the end. Here you'll see my finished product. And first thing you might notice is that I've replaced the black oxide bolts with some stainless steel. I did that because had to look for a little shorter bolt, trying to tighten this thing down. I had some problems with my form and problems getting this thing tight, so I'll show you what those are. I've also ran into some other issues that I think will be helpful for you if you're trying to mold your Kydex to a specific gun. So let me show you what I found. To start, drilling the holes was pretty much as they show on the instructional videos. That wasn't too much problem. I punched some. I drilled the one in the middle because he's right. The hand press doesn't make it all the way to the middle. The little T-nuts I found a little bit more difficult than what he's describing. He said give it a whack with the hammer. Nope, that didn't work. I actually found that I had to take a little punch and expand those holes a little bit in order to get the T-nuts in. I punched them to 3/8, or excuse me, I believe 3/16, which is what he recommended. I had to kind of widen them out a little bit in order to get those T-nuts in there. So then the T-nuts do extend through to the other side, so I don't think you can ever hammer those things in. I mean, I gave it a good go, more than a good whack on a soft surface, on a hard surface. Obviously, when it extends beyond the other side of the leather, it's not going to punch it all the way through. So I had to find some way of hammering that with support on each side. I did that, and I marked the leather a little bit doing so, but to be honest with you, I think if you gave it a whack with a hammer, and I found this when I put the 2 in for the clips, just the tension of the screws pulling through on the other side will pull those tight to the backs. Cutting the little rubber bushings from the tubing they gave you was very simple. Accomplish that with a pocket knife. So here I've got it all put together with the longest screws and the longest length of bushing that they recommended, and everything except for the clips on the side. And I will say I wish they had put the holes for the clip adjustment on the clip itself, not on the holster, because how in the world do you know which one to put that T-nut into? As you can see here, when I'll put the gun here in a second, there you go, and it goes, and there's lots of space. No way that that's going to pull down tight and give any sort of retention whatsoever, so that's essentially unusable. So went from here to try the next size down of the screws that they gave me to see if I can't get a little bit more retention, cut the bushings down a little bit. So I did that, went down to the 1/2-inch screws, bolts that they give you. Put that all together, tighten them down as far as I could, and you can only tighten them so far because they come out the back of those T-nuts, so they'll extend out past the flush on the back. And as you can see, still too much room. It got better, tightened down a little bit, not quite as much space in there, but certainly not enough for retention as far as I'm concerned to wear the gun. So that's how I came to go get slightly shorter screws from the hardware store. So all this really is a result of this board that I've used to create my Kydex form. And it's I don't know if you can see the measurement, but it's about 5/8 in real depth. So I don't think it'd be any problem for anything except for a subcompact. The Beretta's only 0.9 inches wide. I would recommend using a board not more than a 1/4 inch for any subcompact that's a similar size to the Beretta. So here it is, all put together with the clips on it. I did find the middle position to be the best for the clips. Here's a shot of the back, and you can see the screws are down to the very end. They're as tight as they can get. It's still not really as tight as I'd like to see it. So here I'll show you. It just comes right out. Not going to have enough retention as far as I'm concerned. I'll give it a whirl, but I'm not going to feel my gun is secure there. So at this point, I've written back to Old Faithful holsters, ask them if they have any smaller, shorter screws, maybe a 1/4 inch. I'll see if I can tighten that down. If not, I'll probably get a new piece of Kydex and see if I can get a small, thinner board and start again. I really don't think your board should be more than half the width of your gun in order to make this effective. So you need some distance there in order to pull the tension down on the gun. Kind of the lessons I've learned: the T-nuts, no need to hammer them all the way through. I just get them started, and then the nuts, the tension on the nuts, when you tighten it down, will pull them in flush. I might, if I do the Kydex again, cut it a little bit higher up on the slide just to give it a little bit more support there. I don't know. I'm not horribly disappointed with the shape of this one. Leather punch, to be honest with you, I would probably just drill it out with 3/16 drill. It's not quite as clean a cut as the punch makes, but when you put the T-nuts in and everything else on, it's not going to make any difference whatsoever. The punch, what they say on their website is you can get a set of punches for $4. The cheapest I found it anywhere was $8. Then you got to pay shipping. It's clearly not worth it. The one thing I'd say, and I said in one of my earlier videos, if there is a preformed Kydex, I would recommend you just get that. Even if you cut it and drill the holes and everything else, I would get the preform. They keep talking about all these things you can get for a few dollars here, a few dollars there. Just spend the extra $10 with them and let them send you one that they've formed properly, because they've got all the right tools and they've done it more than once. I'm sure if I did this again, I could do a better job of it. The problem is, if you're going to do this for a custom gun, you're not likely to do it more than once or twice. So anyway, it was fun. I like it. I don't think I'm as thrilled as I thought I would be with it. I wouldn't hesitate to get a kit that was formed for a particular gun and put it all together. I don't think that's a bad idea whatsoever. But this custom thing is a little bit more difficult than it started out to be. So once Old Faithful responds back to me, I'll let you know what that is, and if I get another piece of Kydex, I'll put a little follow-up just to show you what I finally come up with. This is Cold Grip in Virginia. I hope you've enjoyed this little series on the Old Faithful holsters. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll subscribe.